my sister, a guest that was a favorite and still is a favorite. And
of who?
Of everybody. Everybody
I thought
always.
you meant of you.
Of me too. We just got done filming a Q&A and...
Yo, this is the most you touched me like ever.
So see, I get tongue-tied when it comes to doing intros.
That's fine. We're gonna go right into it.
Yeah. Questions, here we go. I have my own questions and I also have some that my friends asked me on Instagram. You want to go first or should I go first?
But I'm your guest.
Okay, fine.
Who has an attitude problem? I think we equally both have attitude problems, but we've also both been working on it for years now. And she catches mine and I catch hers. I feel like we're the two people that will check each other on our attitudes the most. Because we show it to each other. I don't think...
Yeah, we don't show it to like other people, but in terms of in our relationship, we'll show each other attitudes. Kiana, what's up girl? She asked, how do you guys keep from killing each other? And let me tell you, it hasn't been smooth sailing, but also at the same time, like, it never is between sisters, especially sisters who are so close in age.
There are times where we spend a whole year not really interacting with each other.
Yeah.
I think that happened on 2 occasions. Like, we didn't really speak for a whole year and then we got kind of normal and then we didn't speak again, right? Did it happen twice? I think right now we both know that makes both of us uncomfortable. We don't like to do that in any relationship. Being that she's my only sister and I'm her only sister, this has been a very important relationship in both of our lives.
Yeah.
And it has impacted our other relationships.
How so?
You're asking me these tough-ass questions in so many ways.
You know what? Okay, so I just want to tell you, like, the reason that I'm starting up filming again and being on YouTube is because I've learned to accept being vulnerable and accept being my authentic self. And so I want to put that out, and I think that we both do a good job at doing that. It allows people to relate. There's a relatability, so like it's hard questions, but I love that. Like, I love being able to talk about it.
Like, I get self-conscious when I get choked up because a current this has nothing to do with anything, but like a current self-esteem thing for me is like not being... No, I'm not.
You said choked up.
But anyway, I just feel like I don't know how to express myself when I'm talking recently. But anyway, what was the question?
Because you said that this relationship impacts
It's just an
others.
important relationship. How you're saying that you're learning how to be vulnerable with yourself and to others on camera. I think maybe before you had a hard time doing it because you also thought a lot about what I would think about you. And
I will say that, like, as my older sister, what you say and how you think of me impacts my decisions, impacts my choices. As a younger sibling, I felt like I needed to walk in my sister's shadow. It was like confusing because like I wanted to walk in her shadow, so I wanted to be like her to gain acceptance. But then I felt like if I was doing that in certain situations, then you would comment about, you know, be your own person. And it was like a juxtaposition of both of those things. Learning how to be my own person and wanting to be like my sister. And the moral of the story is that we are different and we should celebrate those differences in each other and accept that we're different. But we're also similar in a lot of ways.
we're mad similar. I say that to her all the time.
You can touch on that, but my answer to Kiana's question is, like, how do you keep from killing each other? Well, 2 things. Like, one, I'm gonna just be real about it. Like, therapy helped me in terms of understanding the nuances of my relationship with my sister. Because obviously it's a very beautiful friendship and relationship and it's lifelong. But there were things that I needed to vocalize and kind of learn, okay, what is the root of this issue? Like, why may my sister act this way? Why am I responding this way? Being able to talk about it, it's like something clicks in your head and you're able to connect all of the dots. I really think that that's helped me in accepting our relationship as, like, we're sisters, we're not each other's enemies. Which that gets really real, right? But
like her going to therapy, you going to therapy and you coming back to tell me what you realized about our relationship was like an eye-opener for me. Like how you were saying, if you were trying to be me, I would make comments like, stop trying to be me, or stop copying me and things like that. When I would say things like that, I wouldn't mean it personally. I just felt like, well, she's my sister, I could say that to her. I never thought about how it could impact her individuality. Now I think twice. Like, if she wants to be inspired by her older sister, there's nothing wrong with that. And at the same time, if I do want her to be herself, there's a more positive way that I can say it. I don't have to say it in a way that makes her feel bad.
And I don't think that, like, it happened intentionally. It probably really did happen as, like, yo, that's my sister. I'm just gonna say what I want to say. And that's fine. But there's also, you know, words hold weight.
There's a lot of pressure when some 2 people or 3 people come out the same womb. You know, everyone's always comparing you to be like the other, comparing them to their good. And then if someone's bad, it's like, well, don't be like that one, or you don't want to be like that one. There's too many pressures. We need to separate ourselves and see each other for being an individual.
But the other thing is, you know how you said we had a gap in communication? I will say that protecting your space and protecting your energy is also very important, because if you and your sister are going head to head constantly, like, you guys aren't hearing each other or understanding each other. You're entitled to your space, and you're entitled to setting your boundaries so that you can come together level-headed, right?
And you're allowed to take space from each other until you're ready to communicate.
Yeah.
And that goes
in
for
any
any
relationship. Okay, so this question is, who's our parents' favorite child? Our parents don't have a favorite child, but I will say that it's my sister. Like,
why do you say
deadass
that,
is my sister.
Why?
Because they don't see you as much as they see me, especially nowadays, because we're quarantining at home. My sister goes to work. She's a nurse, so she's going to work. For that reason, because they don't see you as often, they are more, like, gentle and delicate with you.
But also, like, I feel like the affection that we want to see, they show it when we're not around. Like, if my sister is not home or something like that, and I have to complain about her to my parents for any reason, they're gonna give me all the reasons as to, like, why she's in the right.
Really?
And, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Well, yeah, and everyone in this family does that to each other, as long as, like, that one person that you're talking about is not around.
But yeah, to answer that question, she's the favorite. What?
I want to reenact the scene from Kabhi Khushi Kabhie Gham.
What is the scene?
Where, like, Hrithik Roshan is sitting here, Shah Rukh Khan sitting here, and he's like, Bhaiya, baap ko zyada pyar karte ho, bhaiya. What?
You don't have any more from Instagram?
No, do you?
Yeah.
No, people are buttholes.
Nasia, our cousin. What's one thing you love about your sister?
You got nothing?
No, I got something.
So say it. You gotta go first. It's your stand
one
now.
thing I love about my sister is her ability to recognize where there's room for growth and improvement. I appreciate that you can be aware of your own flaws, because I'll say this, like,
that's really important.
That is important.
I take that as a compliment.
That is important. And I mean, that's something that I learned from you to better my life and better my relationships.
And she's taught me to be a better listener. I can be a bit impatient when it comes to listening, and the way she catches herself and thinks about, okay, does my sister or anybody who needs help right now, do they need a listener or do they need someone who wants advice? I get confused. Like, when people come to me for advice, I think I need to right away give them advice or figure out a way to save them. I get into savior mode, but she is good about giving you your space to vent, asking you questions to make you think. So I like that entire process. I feel like there was something else that, like, goes with this, and I forgot.
Tell me. I love...
Oh, wait. And, like, I'm so impressed. I really am so impressed by, like, the person that she's become. Oh, no, I'm gonna cry.
Shut up. Do not. You're impressed?
I'm so impressed that when I watch her shit, I'm just like, how can I be more like this girl?
What shit?
Your TikToks, your YouTube, your Instagram.
Stop! Okay. Yo, it's crazy, because I was thinking, like, yo, my sister's gonna judge this. What if she thinks negatively about what I'm portraying creatively, my filmmaking, like, whatever it is, which I enjoy so much.
Well, it's inspiring to me.
So
like,
that's
I'll
really
sit in my
nice to
room
hear.
and be like, damn, that's fun. I want to do it. But, like, look how the tables have turned. When I was going to show you my TikToks today, I was just like, my baby sister is going to judge me. Like, maybe mine aren't good enough.
Here's the thing that I want to say to anyone who's watching this right now is like, if you are having fun doing something, that is where creativity lives.
And if you're able to be yourself, I mean, over time, like you said, speaking to the camera and stuff like that,
I mean,
it's hard.
Yeah, time.
And I was telling you, like, just a few days ago, I was feeling the threat of the triple U.
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't want to even say the U's. But sometimes, honestly, like, the U's are unmotivated, useless, and this is kind of vain but ugly. But, you know, you just like feel like, oh God, I just want to be under my covers like all day, all night. But then you're beating yourself up because you're under your covers and not being productive.
So what would help you? What do you think would help you feel productive?
The first thing that I have to do is tell myself that I am not running a race. You know what I mean? Like, I can't feel like, oh shoot, like Friday passed, Saturday passed, Sunday passed. Like, I didn't create content. If I'm beating myself up and I'm racing with myself, it's never gonna feel good. I'm never gonna get to the point where I do feel authentic doing it.
Mm-hmm. That's
and
what I'm
like,
saying.
be authentic. Like, I agree with that. That's my number one. Name 3 things that we both have in common. We are highly emotional and sensitive people. And
as you can literally see by the length of this video so far. Mine is that we are into fashion and beauty. We love it.
You both went to NYU.
Oh shit, yeah.
Who cares?
I'm in NYU right now. She went to NYU. One of my questions is, what do we do?
I'm a nurse, a chemo nurse now.
I am doing my master's at NYU right now in clinical nutrition, and I'm studying to be a registered dietitian.
I have a question that I thought of right now, and I want to say it before I forget.
Okay.
So the last time we did a video together was what, like 3 years ago now?
Yeah.
I wanted to ask, what difference do you see in like both of us from then to now?
For me, it's like letting the conversation flow. When we first started filming together, I wanted to make sure that everything was perfect and everything was enjoyable for the viewers. Right? Not keeping in mind that we also needed to be enjoying being in each other's company. And I think when that energy exists, it also translates on camera.
Like when you're less uptight.
Yeah, I mean, I had to stick on my ass. So yeah, it was letting things flow, and also my sister listening and not cutting me off.
In good faith, like as much as I'm absorbing the information that other people are giving me, I feel like I need to be ready with a solution for them.
Yeah.
So that makes me want to hastily like say something or make my point.
I think active listening is very challenging. And what active listening is you don't just listen with your ears, but you're also listening with your mind, your heart, and your soul.
I think my other issue is, I guess it's a little bit of arrogance that I don't want to have, which is why I'm gonna say it. Like I've had this need to be right. I'm not always right. Like I have to consider everyone's point of view. Mm-hmm. When they're speaking. And
I do want to say this is like, I feel like my sister and I doing this Q&A, which turned into a therapy session, is that we're all making strides to become better versions of ourselves. And if we slip up, that does not mean that we've digressed, because growth is not a straight line. It's a lot of like this, moving upwards. Okay, so this will be the last question.
What is one thing of mine you wanted when you were a kid?
Like a physical thing?
It could be anything.
What is one
I'll answer.
For me? You're gonna answer for me?
No, for me. Like what I wanted of hers that I can think of right now. I was the kid that my mom had to be like, oh guys, play with her. Because I would just like sit there and I would hate that. And she would just disappear, have like a whole crew of friends, and like not care that she's like using her shirt to wipe her boogers. Like she wouldn't care about anything, and she would make friends and she would have a good time, and I would just be so shy.
I wish that I had the ability to engage people the way that you did. People would gravitate towards my sister, whether that was like with their stories, like whatever it was. I would notice the gravitation towards my sister, and I would wish that like people would also come and talk to me. And not that they didn't come to talk to me, we were both in the same room, but I just noticed like the focus was on my sister.
But then like also, you know, societally people just gravitate towards the older one. Like it's just a thing that catches on because you're the older one or you're the firstborn. But in terms of like our cousins and people gravitating towards me, I don't think it's that way anymore.
Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed this Q&A.
I hope it's helped you learn about us more, about yourselves more, how you want to approach your own sibling relationships.
And also Feel free to share if anything resonated or you related to anything. Share that with us in the DMs or comment that down below because we would love to know. Stay safe, stay well, and I really do hope that us filming this video was a little bit of an escape from the stress of whatever is going on right now. Our hearts are with you guys.